Hello, all. Welcome to Illuminate the Oracle. Always happy to have you. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returnee, hey fam. I'm gonna try and just get a little comfortable here. So this reading is for the lovers, darling. This is for the romantic people, the hopeless romantics out there. This reading is for the counterparts of anyone who believes they're in a counterpart situation, regardless of whether it's near or far. I have always been very curious about the phenomenon of like mirroring, how the counterparts mirror each other. How there's usually someone in the connection that is a little bit of a head, a little bit of a head. A little bit just like, ahead of the curve as far as what these lessons are. And so I actually want to look into it. I want to look specifically into the activation to see how the counterparts are marrying each other and what they've gone through, what they've learned through this journey, and hopefully what's next. But it is so much more than just being with somebody, because a lot of these connections have awakened us to who we truly are, to our soul's desires. Um, and so I really want to dig into that. Like, what's the significance of these connections? What was the work that needed to be done? And what have the pairs learned from each other? What have the pairs learned from each other? So that would be the first question that I ask. Before we get into this prayer, so stay tuned. If you like my vibe, please like and subscribe. It helps my channel. Any kind of interactions that you leave me in the comments helps my channel as well. So I appreciate that. Thanks for the likes, the comments, the donations, the super thanks. Y'all, y'all be coming through in the clutch too, and I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Anywho, let's get into this prayer. Father God, Mother Divine, Archangel Michael, please cover me and my collective as we receive these messages today. We only seek messages of your highest vibration, messages that you deem for us to receive today. We say humbly, any ill will or evil eye energy sent our way, kindly remove that energy and send it back to its rightful owner, bind them in their own energy so it can never harm anyone again. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, so the first question I have, Holy Spirit, for my collective, when it comes to these connections, when it comes to these divine unions, what was learned? What had the counterparts learned from each other? First card out. What have the counterparts learned from each other? Emerald Tablet activation. This says cosmic ordering, divine alchemy, and conscious manifesting. This is the first card out for what the counterparts have learned from each other. Conscious manifesting. This is how heavy the desire has been for these counterparts. Is that the longing? They had to be separated. They had to have some sort of break in between these counterparts because there needed to be a way for both people in their own worlds to desire each other so strongly that they learn how to manifest the other, whether they realize it or not. And there's a billion different ways that one can manifest another. And so, yeah, it was always meant to be divine alchemy, you know. And I feel like you guys also, these counterparts are always destined to trigger each other into an awakening, into not even an awakening, a multitude of awakenings. That's what it was for. It's like, these are very particular type of relationships. I'm not talking about your average, uh, I'm not just talking about your regular run of the mill, people are passing by. These are, whether you're with this person or not, this person triggers you for the better. This person, this is the kind of 12 on the clock. This is the kind of person that got you thinking about stuff that you just knew you hid, you stored deep in a closet years ago. No one else has been able to tap dance into that. Nobody else has been able to pull those boxes out that far into your personal closet. But somehow, some way, this connection, man, got you looking directly for that box. You know exactly where it is because there's this feeling of there's something about these connections that where there's this extreme pullback because there is this sense of vulnerability. There's a sense that this person can see right through me. What is this witchcraft? It's not witchcraft. This is something witchcraft in its low form and its low vibration is it's low. It's less than. It doesn't really have the type of power that mainstream media wants to convince you it has because it's of low vibration. You know, so it has no bearings on things that are of high vibration. And if you find yourself in low vibration, that's just something to kind of work on to pull yourself back up. So those little bitty pesky things can't grab a hold onto you. But so yeah, so that was the first one. That was the first lesson that the pairs have had to learn, an awakening to one's own personal magic, of one's own personal ability. So I feel like with the counterparts, there was a similarity in being in environments that kind of downplayed these natural abilities within the counterparts, within themselves. So they had to discover it out, not outside. It was really the outside that confirmed that the only way they could ever find it was inside. Abundance downloads. This says the central sun. It says regeneration and success. This counterpart, this connection taught you the ability of what was possible, what's truly possible. What is success? You know, what is success to me? Perhaps in the earlier years of existence and living, maybe that idea was so heavily coded in other people's ideas of success and happiness. It only took, growth and lessons and learning to understand that, like, okay, we don't all wear the same type of shoes. We all don't wear the same size shoes. So people need different things and people have different desires. So why would you deny your own? It's kind of that realization that you guys both have within each other, and abundance downloads, man. Like, oh my gosh. When this person met you, was like this is what they held within themselves, that they imagined it all. They literally could imagine it all with you. But since they were going to push you away, when they're going to push this connection away, which they were destined to do, it was almost like whatever they imagined in that box that came along with it, that came along, anything that came along with you, it was almost like, well, that can't be real either. If they can't be real, then whatever it is they selling, whatever dreams they selling, can't be real either, child. But it's just like, what dreams you thought was being sold here? Whatever they imagined was not something you told them. It wasn't like you said that I'm gonna make your dreams come true. They could just feel it in their gut that you could make their dreams come true. It was never anything that you said to them. It wasn't anything specific. You didn't say, you weren't a salesman. You weren't a saleswoman. You didn't tell this person, I am your biggest happiness. They just knew it inside themselves. They knew that you were the light. And you knew that they were the light. And I think that in a lot of ways you're willing to accept any other complications that may come rain or come shine. I think for my collective, y'all was comfortable being in the energy of, I'm gonna love you like nobody's loved you. Come rain or come shine. It may have been just as confusing for you. Such an energy, such a vibration, such a connection that it could have been someone you barely even knew, but somehow you knew them. You barely even know them, but somehow you know them. Um, Regeneration, first of all, this connection is like what it seems lost is going to be found again for a lot of people. Um, because I feel like the connection itself was always destined to regenerate as well. But choice had to be made. People had to go down trails. It's like the palm of your hand. You can have all these different lines in your hand. That's the right hand. You can have all these different lines in your hand, and for people who follow palmistry, that those lines are supposed to be how your life is gonna go. All the different trails and things that you take. Um, and it's never a linear line. Sometimes things go cricket. Sometimes things go in a circle. Sometimes there's dead ends. Sometimes you got to figure out the new path. And that's just the way it is. Um, and so, in a lot of ways, both of y'all had to trust in your own instincts. You couldn't trust in the instincts of another. In fact, you often got burned. You often got lost. You often got tricked. You often got duped when you allowed dependence on others when it comes to others' ideas. It's almost that energy I think a lot of y'all have had to learn in this lifetime that, like, if you don't, how do I say this? If you don't claim yourself, if you don't claim yourself, if you don't state your standards, someone's going to create those standards for you. If you don't create, yeah, that's what it is. If you don't set forth your boundaries, someone's going to curate and set up those boundaries for you. And they will not um, they're not going to consider your emotions. They're not going to consider your feelings when they create that for you. It's almost like people can feel the void. If you allow there to be a void in your makeup, people will say, oh, okay, well, that's not established within you yet. Your self esteem isn't established yet within you. Okay, well, then I got that. I'll be in control of that. I'll dictate to you what the norms are. And a lot of people, you engage in connections with people, and a lot of times people will try to do that to you. I wouldn't be surprised if this person has tried to do that to you. They tried to put you in a box or dictate how a relationship was going to go. And that was another reason why there needed to be the separation. There needed to be the disconnection. There needed to be my collective saying, nah, that's not what this is. Because I'm talking about Empress energies. I'm talking about ancient soul. So it's just like, nah, I know the dance. I seen the red flags. I watched the movie a billion and one times. And so I'm not going to go down that road, or I'm not going to go down that road a second time if it was the first time type vibe. Um, but it always comes back to this because regardless of how bullheaded people can be, they know ain't nothing like this. This is what this is infinite potential manifestation vortex, meaning these dreams don't get off the track quite like they do when you have your counterpart. And if someone's not willing to meet or match your energy where you are, which is why you always have to stay focused on where you are. If people can't match that energy or people ain't ready for you, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Because the universe is going to match you up with whatever's matching your vibration in that time. So if your vibration is mixed with doubt and worry and anxiety, then that's what the universe is going to match to you. Like attracts like in that way. So it's like, okay, if you anxious and doubting your magic, then you may come across somebody who's also anxious and doubting their own magic, and they may be a person that either puts that up on you or you put it upon them, because either way you kind of have people who are not fully healed trying to immerse themselves into each other, and therein lies the reason why we don't want to really rush things. We don't really want to keep crashing into other people if we haven't quite done the work on ourselves. It just creates chaos. And that's what this person was used to. This person, and that really explains why this person always helped people to they help people back, because it's like that was their way of kind of navigating toxic relationships. It's kind of holding people back from their emotions. But the thing is that this is what you opened up within them. This is what was ripped open within them. Solar light upgrade. This was a part of, the growth of this connection. Solar plexus chakra, inner fire, and willpower. So this is someone that hmm, they weren't in control that the way they thought they was, because you broke them. This person has been broken open. Now they're in this avatar state, and they're just like glowing up because they've transformed. And it all started with them just wanting you and longing you so much. They just longing you so hard. And Spirit said, okay, oh, okay, oh, you want collective. Oh, so you do want them. They do light your fire. On, baby, light my fire. And it's like this revelation. Look at how bright this is. It's like whatever they were trying to heal was going to come out into the open. It was always destined to. Look how bright this is, because this is what you've ripped open. This is what this connection has done to this person, and this is what this connection has done to you. This is vice versa energy. And what's next? Bottom of the deck. Palladian activation. It says coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. First of all, we talk about ancient connections over here on this channel, so some of y'all can have a Palladian background. If you feel so called to be interested in that, look into that. If you're already familiar with it, then you know what it is. This didn't show up for no reason, so y'all could literally have a background, star seeds. Y'all could be Palladian here, all right. But this says coming together. Resolution. There was always meant for this to resolve with y'all together, but there needed to be some revelation. There needed to be some activations, so people don't take advantage of what they got the way they took advantage the first time. But I really feel as though the universe has guided a lot of these connections in such a way where it was like people got pulled away before there was really ultimate, before there was too much damage, before there was like too much things that a person couldn't walk away from. Everybody has a different situation. I'm not talking about an ex though. I know that for certain. Just because you're the type of reader. The type of reader you are is definitely going to inform how you read your cards. It's just the way it is. And for me personally, I've never gone back to an ex. I always kind of feel like once you cross the line of sexual relations and actually being in a relationship, like you actually have an idea of what it's like to be in a relationship with this person. I've personally never then gone back to someone after I've exceeded those experiences. I've never gone back to someone, so I can't see myself reading cards that way, and I can't see my spiritual team setting up cards in that fashion. And so I really do not read X's. If they are from the past in my readings, then they're likely people that were in passing in some way, but they're not someone that you would have had an experience in actually being their lover, or actually being in a relationship with them. Um, yeah, if it was a situationship, then that can happen. That's life. But I still don't feel like it was something that I don't read something that has already been that has already gone through a cycle, right? This feels like certain things had to happen in order for this to get on the tracks, in order for this train to get on the tracks. Um, but I do feel as though Harmony in the Heavens, this is a connection that has yet to formulate here in the 3D, but is very much a thing in the higher dimensions, in the 5D. Like this plan was already made somewhere. This I don't know if this person tried to deny it. What happened here? Did this person why was this unable to why was there a delay in this coming together? This feels like there was a delay here. Ooh. Karmic release, radical transformation. So someone was, yeah, there was always destined to be a radical transformation for both parties, from both ends. And so if there's a holdup or a delay, and really putting the kibosh on the karmic relationships, and because the thing is that once karmic relationships clear, there's naturally a transformation that occurs in everyone, you know. And so it's like that was signal the transformation once there's a purging. And I think there was a delay here because of someone was stalling on purging. Why? Why was this person stalling their transformation? Show me why this person was stalling the transformation, Spirit. Ancestor realm, karmic release, healing lineage, and boundaries. This person was stuck on what they seen. What was the family? What the family think? What would the lineage think? This person had the wrong ideas about um, what lit their fire, what motivated them. So they could have been trained to be very materialistic. Even when it came to the relationships, it was just like, well, what kind of benefit do I get? It really, and look, everybody. It's not like everybody was incarnated to be romantics. It's not like everybody was incarnated to be lovers. You know, a lot of people were incarnated to be warriors, healers. Some people are incarnated to be duo, where it's like a multitude of different things, maybe a warrior and a lover. Like, you know, everybody's kind of different. It's going to be different for everybody as far as like what their energy, what their soul was incarnate to do, like in what kind of mode. And I feel like for this person, their mode was always destined, regardless of how things started, they were always destined to be this masculine was always destined to be a fatherly type figure. Not that they seen fatherly type figures, but that they were supposed to learn these things through trial and error. They were supposed to encounter a feminine kind of energy that was very kind of motherly in her energy. And this is, I'm not even talking about sex. This could be he or she, but motherly in their energy that gave them a kind of healing or triggered a type of healing this person never quite received. But it's like through their experiences and through that love, through that shine, through that sun, that breaking open, it teaches them, and it grows them into truly understanding their power to heal themselves, their power to motivate themselves, the power to push through, the power of autonomy. It teaches them the power of autonomy. It teaches them their own thoughts matter, their own belief system is essential and matters. It gives them that self-esteem that's been missing here. When they were just faking the funk, they were participating in relationships while faking the funk, and so those relationships did what they did. But when it came to this particular relationship, it was always destined. Yeah, I was always destined to rip each other open in a very energetic way from a distance. This was divinely orchestrated crown chakra upgrade. This is what this has done. This is what this connection has done for the both of y'all as well. This crown chakra upgrade says divine connection, holy experiences, and miraculous energy. How beautiful that is. You know, inner earth, base chakra, strength and security, laying foundation. So this is what's next. Okay. Once these people come together, there's this realization, once there is no longer an urge to deny emotions and feelings, then there is this, okay, well, how do we build this foundation? How does this look in the physical? How does this look on earth in the 3D? There's going to be this anxiousness to start this, to begin this work where it's no longer in the fantasy. How can we make this real? That's all both parties want, is a sense of strength and security in their own way. It's what they've always been looking for. And this connection is gonna, these pairs that I'm reading right here is gonna figure it out. It may seem difficult and tricky. Sacred inner space. Y'all gonna create a sacred inner space. This is exactly what. Oh my gosh. First we got inner earth foundation and security. So y'all gonna create this this the security and this sturdy foundation with each other, but it's also going to be this love and passion and motivation. This and they both say inner earth. They both say inner earth and inner space. Inner earth, inner space. The inner space says sacral chakra, tenderness and sensuality. So this person has every intention on creating not just the savory, sensual environment, but also a sturdy environment. And that's what's next here. Show me more of what's next. What my collective's counterpart wants to provide for their love. Throat chakra. They also want to provide this temple of truth. All right. It says throat chakra, authenticity, and self-expression. Look at that. Look at the gates opening. Look at that. It's like a waterfall. It looks like gates opening, and it's like this pouring out of emotions. It's like once this happens, look at those waters. It's just like once this happens, it's like all of a sudden you have a whole body of water which was once dry. It just kept going and going and going until it became the ocean that it always was. It was being hidden, all these emotions underground. And everybody knew that it would be a day. It was going to be a day where all that was hidden and then all that seemed lost is just going to just push on through. It's just going to squeeze on through. It could even just pour on through. And it's just going to be unable to be stopped. Transcendence. And this is where the couples will transcend. Okay, it says transcendence, ascension. You are rising up. Both pairs had to rise up to meet this demand, to meet each other. It's like your vibration was, the more you kept focusing in on yourself and raising your vibration, this person had to match you. They had to meet you. And therein lies where one teaches another because they're so on your energy that they can't help but be motivated energetically because they're following your energy everywhere. They can't just let you be at this point in time, and that's fine because that's the way it's supposed to be. This person was supposed to get themselves into such a level. You're supposed to mind your own business. We do these readings for shiz and giggles. We do this shit for fun over here. So it's like you're supposed to mind your own business, have fun, play around, develop yourself, working on things that make your heart sing and make your soul sing. And in the meantime, this person's just sitting here watching it and calculating your energy. And in actuality, all that did was kind of make them a little bit more obsessed with you desire you that much more. It's like when you deny yourself, that's just kind of the natural human instinct. Whatever you kind of deny yourself is kind of what keeps on eating up at you. But that was, the choice that they made. That was the choice that their soul made because that was the way they needed to learn. We all have our different ways of learning. And the blessing is when a teacher understands that we all have our unique ways to learn to get the lesson. And the universe is the best teacher there is. Father's the best teacher there is. So your spiritual team, father, like everybody's going to be mobilized. Everything's going to be mobilized to teach you the lesson exactly the way that you need to be taught. Everybody's different. Everybody's unique in the ways that works for them. All right, we got two cards that popped out. But yeah, this is also destined. Opening up the release. This is Crystal Skull Wisdom. It says clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. So here's where the counterparts can open up and be clear with each other because they're not down deep in that low vibrational energy. This person has had to meet you where you are. Unless you're not up there. Unless you allowing yourself to get anxious and worried and stressed out and uh, needy, then you're probably not. You're probably going to still be waiting for clarity because you may be lacking a certain level of belief that is needed for this kind of connection. But this was always meant to be, high vibrational energy. That says that these pairs could only really meet at this level, at this stage, in this time. And those who know. Third eye chakra activation. It activated y'all third eye chakras, these connections, these relationships within each other. It says brow chakra, inner vision, clear seeing. A lot of y'all became straight up psychics after the fact, or either certified what you always felt to be true within yourself, or discovered that that's in fact, you know, where you are, who you are. It's who you are. I love it. Okay. I, I feel called to kind of do readings like this lately. Um, when it comes to the counterparts, I don't really know why. Light initiation, great teacher awakening, and divine magic, Toft light codes. There could be a connection with between you and your counterpart to ancient Egypt as well. Um, you taught this person. You taught this person through being a template, not through preaching or trying to hammer something. When you try to hammer something in someone's head, that rarely ever works, right? The best way to teach somebody really is to just be the template, just be the action, partake in the action of, you know, to make a person watch you like TV, and they'd be like, oh, look at how collective is shining. Look at how they just, minding their business, drinking their water, eating their vegetables and their fruit, hydrating themselves, working themselves out, breaking it, allowing themselves to break a sweat here and there, and surprising themselves. Look how collective is continuously surprising themselves, darlings. Yes, darlings, that's you. That's what this person wants to do too. They want to surprise themselves. Oh, they want to be able to celebrate their wins too, because they want to be able to come to you and be like, "Hey, I got good news. I've been wanting to tell you something." This person wants to tell you something. I do feel like this person has good news. What do they want to say to my collective? Akashic records, that they're clearing old stories. It says clearing old stories, releasing past lives, and freedoms. They want to let you know that they're free. If they could tell you right now, they want to let you know that they're free and that they're clearing old stories about themselves and whatever they thought was possible. Um, and that they're releasing their past lives, which makes me also feel like they're cashing out on whatever karma that they needed to pay up, whatever else they need to learn. They're ready to move forward. What else did they say to my collective if they had the possibility? What else would they say to my collective if they had the ability to? What else would they have? What else would they like to say to my collective? Ooh, two! That just, ooh, I love it. So what else would they say to my collective? This says, Seraphim's Gateway. Look how beautiful that is. It says voice activation, angelic attunement, divine support. And this says Shambhala initiations, retreating to recharge, trusting in the process and Dharma. So they would let you know that they are in tune. They will let you know they are in tune and that they're working on what they're going to say with this voice activation. Right now, they're not, they're shut down. So they're going to reach a milestone where it's like the universe it's like got their throat chakra like glowing. And that's when they'll know it's time. And once you once they get started, child, I keep hearing that song. I was singing that song in the last video too. Because I keep hearing that Shaka Khan song right now. There's no specific reason for that because I love Shaka Khan, so I sing a lot of her songs. But for some reason, that particular song is coming up in my readings. Last reading and this reading. Once you get started, once you get started, you're never gonna wanna stop. That's what this person is like. Is once this person gets started, once this person opens up, once these doors open and this waterfall comes through, they're not and that they're not going to know how to stop it. They're not going to know how to stop it. Okay. I think that's a big part of the resistance in the past when it came to whether or not this person wanted to open this door because they feel it this strongly. So they fear, this is what they feared, that once it's out the bottle, there's no way to put it back. And so they had to they had to work themselves up to be like, okay, I'm okay with that. You know, I'm okay with just letting it go. So they want to let you know that they're working up to that. They're working up to that, and look at this. Like this car literally looks like we're being open of some kind. let me let me in a beautiful magical way. I mean it in that light, beautiful, magical kind of way. Um, but yeah, they're being divinely supported and divinely guided because that's what the connection is. They're trusting in the process. They're understanding Dharma. They're understanding um, more and more as they allow themselves to recharge. And this card does confirm that someone is retreating to recharge, which is meaning that they're letting themselves be. They're letting themselves heal. They're letting themselves understand their motivations, their actions, understand how they represented themselves at a point in time. Okay. Um, when can my, I want to ask Monology cards, when can my collective expect to hear from this person? Ooh, hold on. Okay. It could be a surprise. Somebody probably doesn't want you to know the surprise because the card's kind of just like slapped out my hands. Like, hold on. Don't worry. Let's see as we close out. Give you a time frame from when my collective can expect to hear from this individual. When is this coming to be for my collective? It's gonna be different for everybody, but let's see what the cards say. Roughly, when can my collective expect to hear from this person? Don't let your past hold you back. South Node. The spirit saying, don't wait. Don't let your past hold you back. Oh my goodness. Show me what my collective can expect to hear back. This makes me feel like there's something from this person, because this person is the one that's in their South Node with the South Node card. So it makes me feel like they're still in dealing with something from their past, or still engagement. They're still in some type of engaging from something that is still in the South Node. So Spirit is letting them know, don't let your past hold you back. It's not your past that's holding them back. Spirit is saying, don't let their past hold them back from something that's new, that's brand new to them. A time for healing. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. That's really the first card that even comes close to confirming a time period, like a Sagittarian time period. Which, Sagittarian season is like December, child. That's like when it starts. Or November. That's when it starts, November. And then we got Eugene's The Practical Plan. And so we have full moon in Taurus. So Taurus season can be significant as well. It's usually like the spring, summer time. And then we got It's Time to Release Negativity, which is full moon in Scorpio. And that would be like the October, November time. So it's going to be different for everybody. But it's looking like this person is still working through clearing any artifacts, people, places, or things that is still associated with their South Node that has to clear up before they can move, because this connection resides in the North Node. So they can't be in their South Node, like partaking in the behavior and type of relationships they were dealing in their South Node, while partaking in this connection that very much is, the highest vibration of themselves. Like, you can't intermix those things. You have to choose one or the other. And that's, what this person is doing right now as they're in this time of healing. So the bigger picture is, this is the story of how these counterparts came to be. This is what was always destined to be. And in separation, this person is learning so much about themselves, but that yearning is not going nowhere. And that's what's going to motivate this person to come through with something that is like a physical plan. They're going to realize that on this planet Earth here, with this Earth energy, that they can't have any expectations on a connection that they feel so strongly about if they haven't put in that earthly effort, if they haven't put in that earthly presence, if they haven't put in that work, that they can't expect anything from this. So there is going to be a real strong urge for this person out of the blue to put forth practical action. Okay. Advice from my collective. In the meantime, in between time, real quick. Advice from my collective. When it comes to dealing with this individual, Holy Spirit, give my collective advice. Gratitude. Be grateful for the experience. Either way, this connection has opened you up to who you are. So regardless if this comes together or not, that's something that can never be taken away again. And how beautiful is that? Who you are today is something that no one could ever take away from you ever again. Think of all of what you've worked toward, all of what you've become, all of what you've become aware of about yourself. This connection helped that to happen, and without it, so definitely be in the energy of gratitude for the lesson. Ask for help. Ask your spiritual team for help whenever you feel the need that you're hitting the wall, or feel like you can you're tired of the energy of waiting for someone or waiting for something to happen. Spirit says ask for help. Call on us, and we'll direct you accordingly. You don't gotta be waiting for on nobody, on nothing but yourself. So Spirit said you better recognize who you are. Look at who you are, sitting on here just looking fly and fabulous. You better recognize who you are. Your love, baby. Share your love. You know, that doesn't always mean romantic love either. Sometimes we have to show just love in general to really, you know, experience a more close quarter kind of love. You just have to express and showcase love, even in passing, even with perfect strangers. That don't mean that don't mean that sharing cookies with all these different pop. Yeah, that don't mean to sharing cookies with everybody. That's not what I mean. Or your ding dong with everybody. That's not what that means at all. It means how you show up. It means how you are people, how you treat people in passing, in acquaintance. But you're destined to fall in love in this lifetime. So don't think that that's not going to happen. Don't think that you're not going to find yours. It's like somebody's going to meet you where you are. I see it. It doesn't matter who it is. If somebody's going to make you happy, it doesn't matter. It's going to make you happy. And that's the truth. That's what Spirit is saying. That's how we're going to close this off today. Ah! If you like my vibe, please like and subscribe. If you like my vibe, please like and subscribe. Until next time, take care of yourselves. All right. Peace out.